Hey all. Right, so looks like it's working. Good day, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous day, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to BSC first ever DeFi Expo live session. This is LZ from BSC, and I'll be your host for today. So, DeFi gained the most traction in the year 2020, and we have seen many spectacular apps built on blockchain. Needless to say, there will be many more to come. So, I'm extremely excited to present to you 3 of the top tier DeFi projects BSC has to offer. Before we go on with the program, I'll drop some candies to keep your attention span up. The participants in our expo will be dropping 3,000 BUSD tokens to our viewers. For viewers who comment their Binance UID on the Binance Live app, this will be ongoing till end of today's session, so start commenting now. So first up, we will be having 0x Alpha, the CEO and co-founder of Deri Protocol. Deri Protocol is the DeFi way to trade derivatives, to hedge, to speculate, to arbitrage, all on chain. So without further ado, hey Alpha, how's it
Hello,
going?
hello. Hey, good. How are you, LZ?
Doing great. So I'm sensing the community's excitement. So without further ado, the stage is yours.
Okay, cool. Let me share my slides for today's presentation. Share screen. Okay, can you see my slides? Hello, can you guys see my slides?
Yes, it's up.
Okay. I will continue. Hello everyone. Very happy to be here. Be part of the first ever DeFi Expo by Binance Smart Chain. Um, I'm 0x Alpha from Deri Protocol. As you can see from this front page, uh, Deri protocol is we can describe Deri protocol by a formula which is perpetual futures plus everlasting options times decentralized. Which I will explain in with more details what this formula means. First of all, a very quick glance at Deri protocol. Deri protocol, as LZ already told you, is the DeFi way to trade derivatives. Currently, we provide, as described in that formula on the front page, we currently provide two financial products, two types of derivatives. One is perpetual futures, the other is everlasting options. I want to emphasize that the everlasting options provided by Deri Protocol is not just the first ever in the DeFi world or in the crypto world. It is the first ever in the whole financial world. Okay. And to facilitate traders to trade perpetual futures and everlasting options, we actually carry out the trading in AMM trading paradigm, which means we actually have a liquidity pool, which is to play the role of counterpart for traders. And this is completely implemented by smart contracts on chain. That means we are a completely decentralized DeFi project. And in terms of trading symbols, currently for futures, we have three zones, as you can see from our website. One is main zone, the inner zone, and the other one's open zone. Main zone is for those the top cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and inner zone is for all kinds of innovative or experimental trading symbols or assets. And our the open zone is our permissionless markets, which means everybody can just launch your own trading pools, defining your own trading symbols, and to for your own financial purpose. Recently, we since we launched this trade to earn program, our 24 hours trading volume is around 200 millions, and around 1 week ago, the trading volume of Deri protocol actually hit the all-time high, which is 800 million, which is only second to the three mega DeFi projects, that is Uniswap, Pancake, and DYDX. So those are the three DApps in the $1 million daily trading club, and we're getting there. I believe we're getting there. We're gonna join the 1 billion daily trading club very soon. As you can see, our investors have like Binance Smart Chain, FBG, GSR, WooTrade, QCP, and in the very near future, there will be more investors can come on board. Okay, so that's a very quick one glance at their protocol, and as I told you, we currently provide two major financial products. One is the perpetual futures, the other is everlasting options. So let me dive into the everlasting options first. So this, as I said, this is the first ever in the whole financial world. Okay, so this is the very simple everlasting option trading interface, and what's special about everlasting options versus the classic options is that if you're familiar with the options, say you've ever traded like Bitcoin or Ethereum options, say on Deribit, you would find that you need to because every classical options has expiration, so you had to close your option positions before the expiration, or just wait for your options to be exercised on the expiration. But if you want to have some protection which is longer than the available expirations, then you need to roll your position again and again. And so that's exactly the problem that everlasting options resolves. For everlasting options, just as explained in the name everlasting, it means you don't need to roll your positions. For as long as your position is maintained, you're good. Your options is good. Let's say you bought a put option to protect your Bitcoin from some downside risk. Then as long as your position is maintained, you're being protected. So that's the good thing about everlasting options. And also because of that exact the same reason, and there's one less dimension, which is the expiration dimension for the options. So usually for options, there are two dimensions. You have options of different strikes, and also you have options of different expirations, right? And now for everlasting options, you only have options of different strikes, which means you don't have the liquidity fragmentation caused by the expiration. That means to trade everlasting options, you would have presumably much better liquidity than classical options. And this actually, the everlasting option was actually launched on September 1st. Ever since that, we've already have the unbelievable over 6 billion US dollar trading volume. And the single day all-time high trading volume, as I said, that was 800 million. So considering that this is the first ever, this is the first ever one. So people need to learn this thing before they can trade. This is an unbelievable number, which also means that people in the DeFi world learn things super fast. Okay, so that is for the everlasting options, and let me move on to the perpetual futures. Our perpetual futures is the same kind of financial products that's provided as in say Binance futures, but currently we have 3 zones to trade different things. The most important one is our main zone, which is to trade the top cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. And this was actually launched on February of this year, and on May of this year we upgraded it to V2. And there with V2, we have some very important features supported. For example, dynamic mixed margin or dynamic liquidity providing, which means uh, whether you are liquidity providers or you're traders, you can choose from one of the multiple supported base tokens to add as a liquidity or to post as margin. So for example, if you go to our website, you can see currently our trading pools on the Binance Smart Chain. Um, Currently, we support BUSD and also we support BNB and Cake, and we're gonna support it more. Which means if you let's say if you want to trade perpetual futures of Bitcoin, you can actually use either BNB or Cake as collateral, which provides a extreme capital efficiency for your trading. Okay, so that's for the main zone, and for the inner zone is primarily for the either the trendy or the in the spotlight assets, or the experimental symbols that we are playing with. And also we have this open zone, which is for the permissionless market, which means you can come to their protocol and launch your own trading symbols, define your own trading symbols. Okay, so and 4 weeks ago we launched our trade to earn program, and last week the Epoch One has finished. And ever since the launch of the trade to earn program, the trading volume has rocketed. As I mentioned, the all-time high was 800 million, which is only second to the three projects that are in the 1 billion club. And also we believe we will join the 1 billion club very soon. And the character going on trade to earn Epoch is the Epoch 2. We For Epoch 2 we also have the general reward of $1 million in Deri tokens. And additional to that, we have two types of special awards. One is for the top 10 traders ranked by the trading scores. The other is for the top 10 traders ranked by the P&L. And the special rewards are 500,000 in both BNB and Deri tokens. So please come and trade in Deri and try to earn the rewards. Okay, so let me share with you the roadmap of Deri protocol. This is really
Hi all. I think there's some technical difficulties on Deri's side. So give us a minute and we'll be back. Hi all. I think there's some technical difficulties on Deri's side. So give us a minute. Right. Right. Sure. So so sorry for the technical difficulty. Yes, something to clear up is that YouTube comments do not count. So we will require you to
Sure. So so sorry for
so we'll require you to actually enter the Binance app, Binance under Binance Live and comment in the live stream. So yeah, so it seems like um oh, Zero X Alpha is actually back. So let us invite him back. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I got disconnected, but I'm not sure at which point. So where should I resume the?
Yeah, I think you got stuck when you're talking about could you go back to your slides? I think that will really help.
Okay, let me go back to the slide. Hello,
Yep, you're working now. Everything's working great.
okay. So where should I resume?
Um could you go down a little further?
Yeah. So this is the front page, and I then entered this one quick glance at Deri protocol.
You went further than that actually. So you're
Okay,
talking
and then yeah, then I was talking about the everlasting options. Because the thing is, I for a while got this I got
right.
disconnected, but I didn't realize I got disconnected. That's why I don't really know where I got disconnected and where I
No
should
worries.
resume.
I think there's at least 3 or 4 more slides after this.
And so this okay, so perpetual futures, is this the one where I got disconnected?
Um yes, I think so.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, then let me resume. Yeah, then let me resume here. So this is about the perpetual futures, and currently we have main zone, inner zone, and open zone for the perpetual futures. Um, yeah, we have so the main zone is for the top cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and it supports some very cool features such as dynamic mixed margin, which means as a trader you can choose from one of the multiple supported base tokens to post as your margin. Let's say you want to trade perpetual futures of a Bitcoin, you can actually choose. For example, we support both BNB and the Cake. If you have Cake in your wallet, you can choose to post the Cake as margin to trade perpetual futures of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Um, and also, liquidity providers can do that same thing for liquidity providing. And also all these like the Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, the trading symbols, they are in one single trading pool, meaning they are sharing the liquidity, uh, which is which has a very high capital efficiency. And the other one is the inner zone. So inner zone is mostly for the in the spotlight assets or experimental symbols. As you can see, we have a lot of like GameFi trading symbols, or there were like index that we made for you to track a whole sector, things like that. And open zone is our permissionless markets, which means in the open zone you can launch your own trading pools, defining your own trading symbols. As long as there's the oracle to support that, then you can define whatever you want to trade with that pool. So this is kind of like you can launch your own trading pairs in Uniswap or Pancake. Okay, so that is for the three future markets in for
Hey,
our perpetual futures.
hey Zero X
Yeah.
Alpha. So sorry. I went to check and you actually got stuck at the beginning of roadmap.
Oh, sorry. Um, um, okay, so then let me get back very quickly from here. This one glance at is that good? So let me just resume. Actually, yeah, let me jump back here and
Sorry, I think it was the beginning of the roadmap, which means it's pretty far down. So
oh, roadmap. Okay. Oh,
right,
okay, cool. So I already told you. So you guys see that I explained the trade to earn program, right?
right, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, then yeah, the roadmap. Okay, so I will be quick here because as yeah, because it's pretty transparent from this roadmap, and we got their protocol got launched on Q1, and on Q2. We upgraded to V2, which supports the cool features that I just mentioned, like mixed dynamic margin or mixed dynamic liquidity. And on Q3, we rolled out the everlasting options, which is not just the first in the DeFi world, but in the whole financial world. And also the permissionless market, which we call it open zone, was rolled out on Q3. And so yeah, so these are for the things that we've already done during this year. And what would be more exciting is the things that we will do in the following several weeks. We're at the end of this year, we're gonna launch Deri V3, which is gonna be another revolutionary version of Deri protocol, also a revolutionary DeFi derivative solution. Please stay tuned for that. And also, we're gonna support more base symbols, and we'll add more trading symbols, addition to the Bitcoin, Ethereum, or BNB. And we're also gonna try out all kind of experimental underlies and the derivative types. So yeah, so that is the roadmap. And so this is our website and our Twitter. Welcome to follow us, and also you can check out our code and our GitHub. And yeah, so that's it. That's it for my slides. So
Thank you.
it's good that it's good that I didn't miss too much. Are there any like questions?
Sure. So first of all, thank you for this informative sharing. And the performance
You're
of Deri
welcome.
protocol has been really impressive. So there's this question that I was
Thank you.
thinking about. So what is the competitive advantage that Deri has over other decentralized derivatives platform?
Okay, actually, that's a very great question. In my opinion, let's take one step back. For derivatives, there are three approaches to provide derivative solution. One is the centralized solution, such as Binance Futures, right? The other one is the half centralized solution. The or one example is DYDX, and the third approach is the completely decentralized solution, which is the real DeFi, such as Deri protocol, right? So when people talk about like decentralized or DeFi derivatives, they refer to the latter two categories, including the approach by DYDX or Deri protocol. And so I believe the last two approaches have their own advantages and also disadvantages. And currently, for example, DYDX has a better performance, but while we have better and better blockchain infrastructure, I believe the third approach is going to be in terms of like TPS or user experience is going to be better. Is going to getting better and better, and because it's completely long chain, so it has a one thing which I believe is the soul of DeFi, that is the composability, which means the other DeFi projects can very easily interact with their protocol. For example, some of the structural financial product projects are already cooperating with us to build their own DeFi products on top of their protocol. So that's one of the coolest things of DeFi. And also, then in terms of the amount, the third approach, their protocol is special too. For example, currently, their protocol is the only one providing both perpetual futures and everlasting options. And we're one of the, we are actually, among the third approach, the perpetual futures by their protocol, it has the largest trading, among the top of the in terms of trading volumes. And for the options part, their protocol is actually currently probably is the only one that's really functional, which means if you go to use it, you can use it as a real option, not just as not like played as a toy, but as a real option. Okay, so because of all of this reason, that makes their protocol that put their protocol in a very in a very leading position compared with all the other DeFi derivative projects.
Thank you. And I'm sure, like you said, your Deri protocol will be one of the billion dollar
Yeah,
club one
we
day.
will join the 1 billion club very soon.
Right, cool. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we are
Mhm.
slightly behind time, so I will have to proceed to the next guest. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, LZ. Thank you.
So next up, we will have Qubit's lead, Lucas, joining us. Qubit is a decentralized money market platform committed to create a market commodity and optimize lending as a service utility for Binance Smart Chain and beyond. Hey Lucas, how's it going?
Hi Zach, how are you doing? This is Lucas for Qubit team.
Doing great. So, do you have your
Shall we?
slides ready? I think we should go into the slides.
Without further ado, let's do.
Sure.
Okay, does that work? Yeah, it does. Although it's my Chrome Explorer, but anyways. All right, let's get into it. Yeah. So, good evening from Korea, everybody, BSC community. It is my great pleasure and honor to give this presentation for the first DeFi Expo. This is Lucas, and I'm going to present a brief introduction about lending service in DeFi world in general. And today's presentation title is Lending as a Utility for the Binance Smart Chain. And to give a brief introduction about myself, I'm working at Mound Company as project lead for Team Qubit, leading all aspects of marketing and public relations for Qubit Finance, which is one of the most successful lending service on the Binance Smart Chain currently. So let me start this talk with a brief introduction to our Qubit and Mound team. So who are we, Team Qubit? Qubit is designed and developed by Mound. Team Mound was founded in the year 2020, about a year and a half ago, and the team is composed of developers and entrepreneurs with extensive experience across multiple areas such as games, social platforms, quantitative financial services, and blockchain services, and of course security as well. We at Mound was organized with a mission to make DeFi easy and intuitive, and to bring DeFi services to general users. And we truly believe that DeFi will be just as common as traditional finance, or TradFi for short. Since the formation of the team, we have focused on the development of various decentralized finance applications, and Qubit is one of the core product we have built on the Binance Smart Chain. And we released very recently, we released a new network expansion of Qubit on the Clayton network as well. And of course, for those of you that may not be aware, Mound is also the team behind Pancake Bunny as well, which is within our Mound ecosystem. And as we continue to do this, as we continue to build and develop, we are always working to build a more useful DeFi ecosystem. In today's talk, let's dive into Qubit. But before diving into Qubit itself, I want to give a basic background about lending services in general, because some people might not know exactly or might be afraid of hearing the word lending itself. And we will especially be focusing on how it is different from traditional centralized finance and decentralized finance, which is all about our DeFi Expo here. Also, what I'll be talking about is about what is the core mechanism which builds lending service in a decentralized way? And of course, at the very end, I have a bonus content as a one more thing. The very first question that somebody might pose is, as a background is, what is finance? Finance is the process of creation, management, and investment of money. Sorry for the typo there. Without the help of a financial system, the economy of our society will work in a very inefficient way. So, yeah, without this kind of system, each people needs to get money by themselves out there. So finance is a crucial component in any, economic system. And very recently, decentralized finance itself popped out with emerging blockchain technology. This new financial system implements almost all kinds of financial services of ordinary financial system in traditional finance in a decentralized way. For example, selling their goods on any given open market. So here's a brief table that compares between CeFi and DeFi. From now on, for simplicity's sake, I'll refer to traditional finance, TradFi, as CeFi. So CeFi, of course, was developed very long time ago, and DeFi was very recent. Was developed very recently on Ethereum on 2014 with the application as MakerDAO. The most important the most important difference between CeFi and DeFi is that one is controlled by a central entity, while DeFi's governance is working on a blockchain in a decentralized and transparent way. This makes a lot of differences between CeFi and DeFi. And of course, and also, the market sizes are also significantly different. For example, the entire size of DeFi is way below the value of top companies in CeFi stock market. For example, below, as you can see, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, and, well, now it's called Meta, but Facebook back then. And however, the market size of DeFi is always growing and growing very rapidly. And we at Team Qubit really believes that DeFi will become just as common. So let's look at lending services in general. Lending and borrowing are core financial activities in any given economic system. Borrowers borrow a loan from a lender by paying some interest. But a borrower may fail to repay a loan on time. In this case, lender may encounter financial losses. To minimize such risks, CeFi credit of a borrower should be assessed and evaluated. CeFi is built on regulation and centralized entity, so the credit assessment is possible in this way. However, in DeFi, since currently DeFi doesn't have a CeFi-like credit system, DeFi needs a decentralized way to assess the credit of borrowers. In DeFi, this lack of credit system introduces an over-collateralized system. In an over-collateralized system, borrower needs to provide poster collateral, which is superior to the loan debt value, or as some of you might know as LTV. Once a borrowing position has insufficient collateral to secure its debt, it is allowed to close its position through liquidation mechanism. With lending service, even borrowers don't have enough money. Borrowers can initiate money loan to purchase goods or services. Later, he can repay the loan when he has enough money. As you already know, once such loan is granted, the borrowing interests are accumulated until the loan is fully repaid. So, in lending and DeFi can be summarized in two important mechanisms. First, over-collateralization system with liquidation mechanism, which let anonymous users to borrow some amount of asset without any distinct credit management. Second, transparent money market, which implements liquidity pool with automatic fee calculation. And all kinds of operations in this system can be implemented as a code on blockchain with smart contracts, so that no trusted entities is needed for implementing this kind of lending system. And this is where Qubit comes in. From now on, we are introducing our lending product called Qubit Finance. Similar to existing DeFi lending services, Qubit Finance is built and based on smart contract with over-collateralization system and with automatic operations including fee calculation and gas optimization. We are currently providing 10 markets as shown in this slide on the Binance Smart Chain. And of course, we very recently launched our protocol on other networks as well, which support different markets. The user can transparently and freely participate in the market, and all operations, including the fee calculation and the distribution, are done by the smart contracts automatically. So Qubit, what's the difference and what are the high level goals that we have? The most important goal in our mind is that we want to design a commodity lending service for the benefit of DeFi ecosystem. As I described in previous slides, lending service is one of the most important function in the financial system. We believe that lending service in DeFi system still has great potential, and it is unexplored utilization for further development and evolution of the DeFi ecosystem. For this purpose, we try to minimize fees regarding Qubit. We have absolutely no withdrawal fees and no withdrawal delays so that any services can efficiently utilize Qubit protocol as a building block. In addition, the basic building block must be secure. So we have focused on security aspects with great attention. We are actively engaged with security professionals such as Deri, PeckShield, and Immufy by conducting security audits and bug bounties. And we are always doing lots and lots of research and development for delivering unique lending as a utility functions. For example, we're currently designing and implementing cross-chain lending utility and leveraging utility so that many third-party systems can use it without any security concerns. From the development until now, we have focused on security aspects with great attention. We are actively engaged with security professionals. And here's our roadmap that we've achieved so far and in the future for until the end of 2021. Currently, we have successfully deployed Qubit Finance on the Binance Smart Chain and Clayton as well, very recently. Within November, we plan to stabilize our network expansion and bring more features such as cross-chain collateral system that will bring more benefits back to the Binance Smart Chain. Then, we will give more improvements to our government system and tokens with more utilities as a lending protocol towards the end of this year. Now, more specifically, one of our main plans is to bring a feature called leveraging as a function. With this feature, instant leveraging with single transaction and API can be implemented, and vertical integration with our existing ecosystem, such as Pancake Bunny. Of course, at the same time, security is always our priority number one. So in conclusion, this is a summary of our Qubit protocol. Lending is already a core utility in DeFi world, but we want to bring more and offer lending as a utility to the DeFi space. Therefore, we want to bring more than a simple money markets for both DeFi developers and users and the BSC community. Team Qubit believes lending service can evolve one step further as DeFi ecosystem evolves continuously. And of course, and everybody might be aware, security is a main concern in the DeFi, just as BSC has prioritized security as number one priority. So hopefully, developers can safely build their applications and even complex DeFi systems with the lending utility offered by Qubit. And with Qubit Finance, Qubit token, QBT token, will bring more utilities at the end. Currently, Qubit token holders can get more rewards by using our locking system, which is the QBT locker. But in the near future, there will be a governance and profit sharing mechanism, and it will give much more benefits when the Qubit protocol brings more utilities in the DeFi space. Oh, and there's one more thing. So these are two services that we have planned for the rest of this year. It's one of our main features that the developers are very hard working at. One of them is X collateral and XLP. So XCC in short for X collateral and leverage liquidity providing for XLP, which is going to be on the Pancake Bunny side. But for today's presentation, I'll be focusing on X collateral or cross-chain collateral service. So how does this work? So basically, we've deployed on the Binance Smart Chain, which is operating on BEP20, and as any suppliers, they can supply Ethereum or other forms of Ethereum. However, on the mainnet Ethereum, what mainnet Ethereum users can do is they can deposit their Ethereum assets on the mainnet within our Qubit protocol, but still actively engage with the BSC network as well. And of course, on the other side as well, by supplying this Ethereum on Binance Smart Chain, they can also start borrowing other assets on the Clayton network itself. So different Ethereum asset, just as an example. Now, in the end, what this does is it creates a collateral supply. It starts accumulating a huge collateral supply just on the Binance Smart Chain. So this is not just like a simple bridge where people can, on different networks and different chains can just kind of like stay there and use a bridge and convert whatever tokens or assets that they may have into another chain. What we want users to what we want to provide is kind of like a seamless experience for example, mainnet Ethereum users to stay on Ethereum, or on the other hand, also BSC users to stay on BSC and kind of like post their collateral within their own chain and actively start lending or borrowing on other markets as well. So this is kind of our idea for the X collateral XCC service that we have, and we really think this will revolutionize DeFi service. It's not a simple bridging service, and what we want to provide is kind of like as we've kind of explained in the beginning about how lending services, how it's an over collateralized system. We want to provide this in a risk-free way, in a secure way, and as Team Qubit develops, as we expand to more networks, that will bring more benefits to BSC itself. So that'll be it. Thank you for listening to the presentation, and I will be receiving any questions that there may be.
Sure. Thank you, Lucas, for the informative sharing. So you highlighted many differences between TradFi and DeFi, and I think that's really helpful for our community members. So I do have two questions on my side. What kind of direct benefits can Qubit bring to BSC?
Yeah, so as I've kind of explained before, we have announced to offer a cross-chain lending service, and with the recent expansion, this has brought us some valuable experience in developing on another chain. But with this experience, Team Qubit is developing not only a simple bridge, on mainnet for BSC users to kind of like to move on to, or vice versa. But this provides a seamless experience for ETH users to supply and borrow, Binance Smart Chain's diverse assets, on a lot of other assets on the Binance Smart Chain. However, all with optimized gas fees. So I hope that kind of answers your question about what kind of direct benefits that brings to BSC.
That does, thank you. So second question on my side, what is the main selling point of Qubit, which can attract users on different chains?
Yeah, so users don't need to transfer their assets, out of Binance, BSC, or into Binance by themselves. They can just deposit their assets into Qubit's Ethereum interface, which we'll be deploying very soon, this month, and it will automatically allow users to borrow assets in BSC. So this does kind of like provide a kind of like tunnel, I guess, like not a bridge, but kind of like a tunnel for mainnet users to explore BSC. And users can enjoy BSC's, high APYs and low transaction fees. That's not associated with the mainnet Ethereum. In addition, Qubit will allow interest-bearing tokens, such as A token and Aave, as collateral, so users can earn interest using their interest-bearing token and borrow assets in BSC at the same time. I really hope that sounds interesting, and we feel very excited to develop this kind of feature for BSC as well.
It is definitely very interesting. So we are running behind time a little, so let me end this off with Qubit's motto: lend to ascend, borrow for tomorrow.
That's right. Thank you so much, Zach. That's awesome.
Thank you. Sure.
Thank you.
So next up, we will have Ryan, the community manager for Mars Ecosystem. Mars Ecosystem is a decentralized stablecoin paradigm. It integrates creation and the use of stablecoin into the same system. The goal of Mars Ecosystem is to build a central bank and the reserve currency of the DeFi world. Ryan, please. Hey, Ryan.
Hello.
How are
Can
you
you hear
doing?
me okay? I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, that's great. So, without further ado, let me hand the stage over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello again, everyone. As always, it's an honor for me to be able to speak here for you all. My name is Ryan, and I'm one of the community managers, as Zach said. In this session, I'll be giving you a demonstration of some of our services and products, with a sneak peek of some of our upcoming events too, so stay tuned. So let's talk about the Mars ecosystem. The Mars ecosystem is a decentralized stablecoin paradigm. We have successfully raised $2 million in seed funding from institutions such as Continue Capital. And although our TVL has already surpassed 500 million, our APR is still more than 400%. On November the 5th, we raised our cake rewards, and at the current moment, we distribute 15,500 cake, 260 BNB, and a quarter of a Bitcoin, with 3.5 ETH, which equals almost $500,000 per day to our users. And the cumulative rewards so far is 18.5 million USD. Our smart contracts are audited by the best security auditors in the world, Slowmist and Certic, and we offer a bug bounty with ImmuneFi. We also have our native stablecoin USDM. USDM aims to become a top contender in the stablecoin space. Various mechanisms and developments allow USDM to offer high stability, scalability, and decentralization. Human beings have looked up to the stars from the beginning of time. Today, exploring Mars is not only achievable, it is something people are excitedly anticipating. Exploration of space has always been a central aspiration of humanity. So we can't help but to ask ourselves, if civilization is to be built on Mars in the coming decades, how can we build a new economy there? The Mars ecosystem is not just an investment platform or a DeFi protocol. We are building this economy, the likes of which has never been seen. This economy has no middlemen, no insane taxes, and no centralized authority. The Mars DAO is built by the people, governed by the people, for the benefit of the people. By operating in modules, the Mars ecosystem has been able to gradually release and perfect its architecture with unrivaled security and scrutiny. We hold the highest Certic security score on BSC, and we ensure that the safety of our user assets and data is of top priority. We always aim to provide our users with high-quality, polished products to ensure that everybody can have a safe, productive, and profitable DeFi experience. The Mars ecosystem operates in 3 modules. First, we have Mars DeFi. Mars DeFi protocols offer a variety of user-oriented features, such as staking, yield farming, and liquidity provision, alongside our automated market maker DEX, Mars Swap. Mars stablecoin USDM aims to become the reserve currency for DeFi. Our unique mechanisms ensure security, scalability, and decentralization in every scenario. Our Mars treasury works through asset classification and risk management and is able to adapt to all the market scenarios and provide attractive and sustainable yields for our users. Investing in the Mars ecosystem is easy, and anybody connected to the Binance Smart Chain has access to our services. To fully achieve our aims of becoming the reserve treasury of DeFi, we will be expanding to multiple blockchains, creating interoperability and building a network of connections across technological borders. The primary investment opportunity in the Mars ecosystem is our governance token, XMS. But don't be fooled, this is not just a governance token. If the Mars ecosystem was a person, XMS would be the blood that keeps them alive. XMS operates as key support for the DeFi protocol, USDM, and the ecosystem as a whole, and the revenue capture models that we operate aim to support and grow the value and utility of XMS. XMS is used by users to generate high yields on our DeFi platform. Users can pool XMS or other assets to earn blue chip assets such as BSC pegged Bitcoin and Ethereum, or more XMS if they choose. We also provide staking for LP tokens through our farms and have services to help users to create, add, and remove their liquidity at will. In the future, XMS will fully realize its potential and utility in governance. Transitioning to the Mars DAO will give XMS holders accountable vote in what happens to the protocol and its direction, creating a hive mind and driving innovation further. When our native stablecoin USDM is released, it will empower and help to grow the whole ecosystem, and because of our revenue capture models, XMS holders will also benefit from this growth. With XMS acting as support criteria in the USDM mintage cap, the growth of XMS and the protocol itself will allow USDM to blossom and expand in a safe and sustainable way. Using any of our services, such as our pools, farms, or our AMMDX, will help the Mars ecosystem to grow, helping us to create financial well-being for more people. So what makes us different from other DeFi or stablecoin protocols? Firstly, the Mars ecosystem team is a group of blockchain enthusiasts and science fiction fans. We are deeply inspired by technology, the speed of blockchain technology, and by the development of smart contracts on top and alongside of these Layer 2 solutions. Mars ecosystem is a new decentralized stablecoin paradigm that brings a complete shift to the way current stablecoin protocols operate. Our goal is to introduce a stablecoin system that can solve positive externality and the integration problem. The positive externality is where the cost of producing and maintaining a stablecoin is incurred by the protocol and its users, whereas the majority of the value derived from these stablecoin protocols and is captured within others. This capital that is captured does not benefit the original stablecoin protocol. This can lead to a supply shortage of said stablecoin when compared to the market demand. The integration problem is where the demand for stablecoins created by any protocol is highly dependent on the degree of integration. If the integration of stablecoins with other DeFi protocols is ignored, then supply, growth, and stability of the stablecoin is affected. Although it may seem there is a contradictory aspect in these two issues above, the problems are solved relatively simply. As with all things, moderation is key. Integration with other platforms is important, even if it allows for an amount of positive externality. However, a thriving native ecosystem alongside this solves the issues of being too self-reliant or too dependent. Because of these solutions and developments, the Mars ecosystem is able to offer such attractive interest rates to our users. Come and see for yourself. We currently redistribute roughly $500,000 of rewards every day. Here you can see what our DApp looks like and how it operates. It has a simple and accessible UI that even the most novice user can navigate. As you can see, our pools, the APR info is valid as of the 14th of November. Our farms offer high yields to those who wish to provide liquidity for Mars. We also allow users to accrue fee dividends in real time. Our claim page is where the users will be able to access any vested XMS rewards. XMS rewards are released linearly to reward users sustainably without over-diluting the XMS circulating supply. Our IHO and incubation platform can also be found here. If you are building a project and need some support, you can apply here directly. Very soon, we will all be able to participate in Genesis. This is a massive step for the Mars ecosystem and DeFi as a whole. The next generation of stablecoins is here, and we want to make sure that everybody has access to this innovation in a fair and secure way. For this reason, Genesis will be split into multiple events, each with their own parameters. USDM is price stable, capital efficient, decentralized, offering benefits that no other stablecoin has. After Genesis, we will stimulate the use and adoption of USDM so that everybody in the DeFi space can benefit from this new technology. Users can mint USDM by committing BUSD into the treasury. To commit a certain amount of BUSD, the user must also stake a proportionate amount of XMS. After the Genesis event ends, what are the benefits for USDM holders? Well, users can earn and stake USDM to earn XMS and enjoy very high APR, or users can exchange USDM for other tokens. In Q4, we will launch the DeFi aggregator, stimulating USDM as much as possible. We truly believe that USDM can change DeFi for the better. This is not something that should be missed. Keep an eye out for more information in the upcoming days. You've probably heard a lot about the metaverse, haven't we all? The metaverse aims to change the way that people interact with blockchain technology. This lines up perfectly with our mission and philosophy, and we are excited to see what the future holds. Our first step into the metaverse is partnership with Celestial, a blockchain-based MMO that features space exploration and other activities. We'll be offering a rare NFT collection. Players who own our NFTs will have access to unique features and opportunities in the game. These NFTs hold intrinsic value and can be sold or exchanged if the user wishes. In traditional finance, the gaming industry is massive. This is a rare chance to be an early supporter of something new, so get out there and explore. The Mars ecosystem team has been very busy working on our products and services, and we anticipate that the next 2 quarters will see the release and integration of multiple products. Most importantly, we have Genesis, the chance for everyone to hold a share of the next generation of stablecoins. This will be a huge event and a true milestone in our development. After Genesis, we will release our yield aggregator. We already give out a lot of rewards to users, but we have no plans to stop or slow down. Our aggregator will help users to manage their assets and increase profitability across multiple chains. As you know, the Mars ecosystem plans to create a network between projects, but that is not all. We will also be nurturing and incubating projects which require support or launchpad services. Aside from our GameFi NFTs, we will also have unique NFTs and boarding passes for our initial supporters, as well as Captain and Ranger NFTs for those who are active in our community or are involved technologically. Being elected as a monthly star in the MVB program is such an honor, and we are grateful for all the opportunities this might create for us. You can see we have a secure and fully audited platform on which we aim to build upon, and we encourage others to build with us too. The next intergalactic economy will not be built by one team, so we need your help. Whether you are an investor, a builder, or simply interested in the concept, there will always be something for you here on Mars. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask.
Hey Ryan, so I totally agree with your final statement. I believe BSC is an ecosystem and nobody can survive alone, so collaborations, partnerships are essential. So thank you for your sharing. I do have a couple of questions. How can Mars ecosystem maintain a consistent, rewarding APR?
Well, the revenue of the Mars ecosystems, our yield farming comes from our interest, which is generated by the assets we have on our treasury and that the users stake. Our team firmly believes that users are the foundation of project development. Therefore, we will reward XMS stakers in the form of BTC, BNB, Ethereum, Cake, with 90% of the income coming from the XMS staking pool. The remaining income goes to the DAO treasury to support the development of the project. After raising our Cake rewards on the 5th of November, we already distribute $500,000 per day, and the cumulative rewards stand at 18.5 million USD. We always try our best to provide our users with the best investment opportunities and the highest returns. In the future, we will have more farms and pools, so don't miss out.
Thank you. So you have also mentioned that the stablecoin module of Mars ecosystem will be launched on BSC soon. So do you have more details for us?
Absolutely. Our stablecoin module will be launched on BSC in November, and a Genesis event will be held at the same time. The purpose of this Genesis is to incentivize the minting of USDM and to distribute XMS to the early supporters of USDM for free. If you are interested in our Genesis, the specific rules are as follows. The duration of Genesis is 30 days. A series of Genesis events will be held during this rollout. The duration of each Genesis event is several hours. In order to mint USDM, the user has to commit BUSD, and to commit BUSD, the user must stake a certain amount of XMS, proportionately. but the staked MS is under a time lock and will be able to be unlocked after the Genesis event ends. After these Genesis event ends, users can stake USDM to earn XMS rewards and enjoy high APR. The specific starting date of Genesis will be announced soon, so please follow us on Twitter and stay tuned.
Really cool. So I'm excited for that. I guess
Thank
we are
you.
going to Mars then. So cool.
It's very
So,
cold. You should bring a jacket.
Sure. So thank you, Ryan. I will do closing. I will be closing off this session. So it seems like we have come to the end of this awesome session. It has been really enriching for me, and I hope it was for you too. So some quick parting words for us. Please make sure to check out the DeFi Expo post on Binance.org. The Expo is still going on, and there is this trade competition going powered by PancakeSwap. So you still stand to win a lot of rewards. So please also follow BSC's Twitter to get more updates on what our events are. So I guess that's about it for today. Thank you all for tonight. Goodbye.